We're gonna go in and check on Miss Rachel Gregory, my baby girl. She has had her license for 2 years now. We haven't done an update on her in a while, so we're gonna go try to get an update on how she's doing with her real estate business and meet a few other people on her team. Hey, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, I'm Matthew Gregory.
I'm Valerie.
Hey, Valerie. I'm here to see Lisa Perry and Rachel Gregory. Hey, thanks. What's up?
Hey, Matthew.
Knock, knock. How are y'all doing? Good. What's
Good
up?
to see you. Have you ever met Sky?
Hey, how are you? I'm Matthew.
Matthew.
Nice to meet you.
This is Madison.
How are you, Madison?
This is my husband,
Hey.
Todd.
What's up, dude? How are you? Hey, man. Who are you?
This is my daughter, Rachel.
It's my baby girl. Is this 25?
Those are gold.
Millions.
Uh-huh.
Millions. Million, yeah.
Millions.
Rachel, 10. You better get busy, baby.
Madison's leading the board.
Yeah, she is.
I'll be at 4
Good
million.
job.
But
Madison, right? Good job. That's great.
So inventory is still low. So a challenge that we're having is, like Scott said, she's buyer heavy, and it's just having to turn over rocks trying to find listings. So
Yes.
we're going door knocking. You know, we're calling people that we've sold in the past, trying to let them know the equity they have in their
Right.
home and see if they want to relist.
Yeah.
You know, it's a challenge. So we're thankful for many reasons to have Rachel, but one of those reasons is that she knows your
Yeah.
inventory, so
Right.
that will help
Yeah. Doing what it takes.
doing what it takes.
Door knocking, right?
Yeah.
I mean, how many agents do that? Not many.
No.
But the good ones do what it takes, right?
Absolutely.
You got to get business.
Yeah.
Business is out there. You just got to go get it.
Yeah,
That's right.
I think that's how we're different as a team. You know, we don't buy internet leads. We do get them from a couple of sources
Yeah.
just because of our production,
Right.
our volume as a team.
Right.
But Todd and I, when we first started this, we said we wanted agents that we knew no matter what the market was like, they would know how to go out and get business.
Yeah.
And they would know the things to do.
Well,
You know,
teach you how
That's
to finish.
important.
Yeah.
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 So
You know, and as agents drop out of the business, you know, even if transactions drop, there's enough out there to make a great living.
that's true.
That's right.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to teach Rachel, and that's why I'm so grateful she's on this team. I really am.
Well,
You
and
guys are
have
doing
to do
such a
the
good
right
job.
things.
Yeah.
You have to do the action. You
Yeah.
can't, you know, we can only tell you what to do,
Yeah.
but you have to actually put it in place and do the hard things.
Yeah.
And thing about her is since she started, she's been here almost every day. We don't require everybody to be here every day because I work great from
Yeah.
home, you know.
I
But when
require
she's
her to be here
she's
every day.
working.
Yeah.
But when she's here, she's working.
Right.
And so we've watched our other agents do that,
Yeah.
and they're successful. And we have no doubt that Rachel's
Yeah.
going to be the same.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
Yeah.
he said, he was like, "What are you doing?" I was like, I'm going over here to this house and then I'm going to head home because of the tornadoes. And he was like, realtors that make a lot of money, they're out during tornadoes. He says, you go hand out 100 cards and you don't go home until you do. That's what he said. I
And
was
you
like,
didn't do it though, did you?
I
That's the
put
difference
cards-
between me and you. You got to get
I
there.
made little letters.
Yeah.
for-
If you don't need a boss, you got one.
That's
You got to be relentless, baby.
Oh,
Yep,
I just met
Because
with
everybody uses excuses, and we're not going to use excuses.
that's right.
We got to make it happen.
I just met with a new agent. I meet with for the office. Any new agent that joins, I'll meet with. And he was like, "So how many hours a week do you think I'm going to be working?" I was like, "Dude."
yes. Yeah.
But you know, if you put in the work, it's worth it over time, right? It really is.
You know,
And-
I've always said this because Todd, I think I embarrassed my 19-year-old. He's grown out of it now, but everywhere I go, like I can be having a conversation with you, and yeah, I'm a little ADD.
Right.
But if somebody in the restaurant or in the room says house or home, I've cut you off in conversation,
You're done.
and I'm immediately listening to what that
Yes.
conversation is.
Yeah.
And I will totally walk over and hand them a business card or something.
Your
I think
brain
it's
is wired to just hear that,
just-
right?
It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mine too. Yeah.
Well,
I am a maniac about that. And everywhere I go, it's like, dude, I need houses. I buy houses.
Yeah,
I
he's
buy
telling
houses.
people
I
who
need
aren't even
houses.
realtors. He's like, go find me houses. Like, no, they're not even realtors.
I told all them one time, I said, you want to be that obnoxious realtor that when they see you coming, you remember me saying that?
Yeah.
When they see you coming, they're like, oh no, here comes Sky, or Lisa, or
Right.
Madison, or Rachel, or Cody, and they're going to talk about real estate.
But you know, if you do it with a smile and
That's
you're not too
right.
pushy, people love to help.
They do.
People love to be
talk about
involved.
real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a rock star occupation, right?
Yeah,
People
really
love
is.
it.
We're big on farming where
Yeah.
we live.
That's
Like that's,
Yeah.
if you don't,
If you
own
buy
the area
groceries where
you
they buy
live,
groceries, if you go to church where they go to church, if your
Yeah.
kids are in school where they go to school, that's important.
Yeah, like when she door knocks in Brook Highland, she's like, oh, I live down the street. Like that, I would so much rather list with someone who lives on my street.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Have you
it's-
on all your neighbors?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. That's
Yeah.
what you
going
got.
to.
Yeah.
She's going to.
I know
I actually
everyone
just
on my
ordered
street.
cards that said, I'm more than your real estate agent. I'm your neighbor.
Oh, that's so
And
good.
so just to hand those out in your area.
That is so good.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
good branding.
Yeah.
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 Do you do mailers a lot?
I
Or
do.
you- okay.
I never did until recently.
Yeah.
I'm not
Good for
a
about
huge fan of millers, but yeah, so we send them to our database and then we do just listed, just sold.
Yeah.
I feel like handwritten cards and notes work
Right.
a lot better
I
than
agree.
a postcard because people usually do. And you have about 5 seconds of, for them to look at your brand and then
Right.
throw it away. But I feel like if they have to open a letter or open a card, it just gets,
Okay.
gets across a little bit
So
stronger.
where do you put those letters?
In their
you knock
mailbox.
on the door? Okay, in their mailbox.
And we have plastic bags you can hang it on the mailbox,
Okay.
hang it on their doorknob,
Yeah.
mail it to them. I'll ride around and pick out houses that I really like and write a
Yeah.
letter and mail it to
Yeah.
them. So,
So what makes you like that house?
so here's an example.
Okay.
One that I think that would sell quickly. It had black windows. It was updated and I loved it.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
wrote a letter, stuck it in the mailbox.
Okay.
Yeah.
What the other spin you can do is the ones that have overgrown bushes and
Yeah.
That's
tarps
what
on
I've
the
been
roof.
doing the last
You
2
could also
weeks.
try to get those and call.
I've mailed out 50 letters
I answer this
to
phone every time it
overgrown
rings.
houses.
Yeah. You do what, baby?
Mailed 50 letters last week to people with overgrown yards
Okay.
and,
That's
in
the way
Mountain
to do
Brook
it.
and Vestavia.
That's a good.
What'd that cost you?
Oh, I mean, I went and spent $25 at the post office.
Okay.
Yeah.
Next time spend 50. Seriously.
Yeah.
It'll pay
We're
off.
buying. We'll have the stamps for you. So
Yeah.
Well, I even told her, I said,
That you'll, yeah.
I'll invest in her. Yeah.
Yeah.
we'll invest in her too, for sure. It's a good
Yeah.
investment.
I got a lot
Yeah.
of investors.
That's what we do instead of buying leads. And,
Yeah, I know.
those leads are super expensive.
Yeah.
We'd rather spend it on stuff like that on
Yeah.
the agents.
Yeah.
A little different approach. I think we've got. You talk about getting in front of people. I think we've got a 95% chance, if not better, of getting a listing if we can get in front of them. So the goal is calling the database is more to, how can I get in front of you?
Right.
For sale by owners, expireds, whatever.
Doing the things that only we can do. I mean, I feel like if you sit in an office and make cold calls all day, we could hire an inside sales rep to do that while
Right.
we're out doing whatever we're doing. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
we need to be doing the things that are irreplaceable, specific to us.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have that a lot too, because a lot of these investors use these out of country VAs,
Oh, yeah.
virtual assistants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I get about 100 of those calls a day because I own property. But I beat those people out every time I'm at a house.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time. You just have to be genuine. You have to have a personality. You have to have a smile.
Yeah, like you've had times where someone took your offer of less money.
That's
Yeah.
Because-
you would not believe how many times I'll beat somebody out and I might be 20 grand less and they still choose me.
They'd rather be with a person that feels real.
Yeah.
Well, and building your brand reputation is so important.
True.
And that's why you don't ever burn any bridges in this
That's
business.
exactly right.
You have to, even if it costs you money, do what's right every time.
Every time. And that includes agents, working with other agents.
Yeah. The
That's
house,
so important.
what was that street called?
Larkspur.
Larkspur. Okay. For example, Larkspur. About maybe 6 months after it closed, we had a heavy rain. The whole thing flooded in the basement. And I spent about 10 grand going back and fixing that.
I remember that actually.
Yeah.
You put in a drain under the driveway. Yeah.
And the guy that bought it was such, he tried stealing my guys. He was such a jerk.
Yeah, he was.
Right. But I built a relationship with this guy. And I ended up learning that he has about 300 rentals. His son has about 200 rentals. They have jets. They have beach houses. We're talking about a pretty wealthy guy. And now I talk to him probably once every 2 or 3 weeks.
Really?
And we're friends. And he tells me, he says, Matthew, you're one of the most honorable people I've ever done business with. And I really am grateful you did that. Now he could afford to do that. He has probably more money than I got. But I did what's right, and I think God honors that too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So true.
So, Rachel, we've talked about this when we were talking about goals one week, but I would love to hear from you. Like, what do you aspire to be? What kind of realtor would you like to see yourself being in about 5 years?
Yeah, so
She
that's
wants to be like Lisa Perry.
That's right. Yeah, that's actually kind of why I went with the Perry Property Group. Is I see all these realtors, and when I think about who I want to be, I see myself more being like a Lisa Perry. I love the farming idea, the idea of building relationships and being these, not just a realtor that sells houses, but the person that people want to call if they have a question about their house, or, I want to be the resource for people of all things real estate. And I feel like Lisa does such a good job of that. So yeah, I definitely want to model my business after hers.
Be sure and pay her after this. Okay?
Yes. And that really fits who you are better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we're big on culture in our group, and that's why I don't, like a lot of teams they'll hire 5 and hope to stick kind of thing, and we're very selective on that. And I knew when we talked to Rachel, she was a really good culture fit for us,
Yes.
because I feel like if you've got a group of people that get along and are as tight as we are, you can learn to sell real estate,
Yeah.
which she already knows the
Yeah.
majority of what
Right.
she did. So.
Right.
We definitely believe that if if you're not happy where you are, it doesn't matter how much money you're making. You have to be happy. Culture is everything.
Yes.
And a lot of teams here have asked us, how do you not have a high turnover rate? And I think it goes back to what Todd was saying, like we like to spend time with our people. We have fun, we laugh, we trust each other. There's no, talking about each other. We have a very healthy competitive spirit, but we help each other and we're there for each other.
Right.
And to me, that's everything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That board, I love that board. I grew up with a mom who's kind of like that, and we had goals in every aspect of our lives, probably except calorie intake, but everything else, right? And it's so important, man. Culture is everything. Yeah.
Yeah, so true. That's what you're saying. We were talking about how I needed to be in an environment where everyone is pushing each other and there's encouragement, and I'm seeing other people being successful, so it encourages me to be more successful, and seeing other people take action is so important.